All right, so now I will dive a little bit further deeper into the script that we will be using tonight. Hopefully answer all your questions about the candidates that we're talking to folks about, some of the reasons why we endorse these candidates and why we support them, and hopefully answer your questions. So you should have a sheet in front of you that looks like this. This is our script for tonight. It's color-coded nicely and has a nice flow to it. It looks long, but I promise you it's not as long as it seems. So we'll start by when someone answers the phone, you'll say, "Hi, my name is Kat. Is so-and-so there?" Then the person comes to the phone. You say, "Hi, my name is Kat. I'm a volunteer with the Planned Parenthood Action Fund." It's very important to say Planned Parenthood Action Fund because that is the political arm of Planned Parenthood, and that is the portion of our organization that is allowed to talk about elections and allowed to talk about endorsed candidates. So it's important that we clarify for people that it is the Planned Parenthood Political Action Fund. So back to the script. I'm calling from the Planned Parenthood Action Fund. I'm calling folks tonight about the election in November, specifically about your governor's race and the governor's race and the congressional race. Are you familiar with Tim Walz or Angie Craig? Both Tim Walz and Angie Craig are endorsed by the Planned Parenthood Action Fund and will be great champions of reproductive health care. Walz is running for governor and Craig is running for Congress. Now, because there are so many different folks that we want to be talking to people about, we ideally want to be talking to folks about the people they aren't as familiar with. So if they say, "Yeah, I'm familiar with Tim Walz, I plan to vote for him, but I don't know much about Angie Craig," then you go to the Angie Craig portion and focus your time with this person on Angie Craig. So we'll start with Angie Craig. Angie Craig is amazing for many reasons. One, she knows healthcare very well. She spent over 20 years working in 2 healthcare manufacturing companies. She oversaw employee-sponsored health plans. She's an expert. She knows healthcare and she supports a women's right to choose. She supports eliminating the gender wage gap. She lives in Eagan, attends church in Apple Valley. Her kids went to school in Rosemont. She serves on the Inver Hills Community College Foundation Board. This is her community. She's deep in her roots are in CD2, and she would be a great representative for these folks. There's a few other things on here that are really great about Angie Craig. Again, you do not have to say all of these things. Please don't say all of these things. Choose 1 or 2 points that you think are really helpful, that you find interesting about Angie Craig, that you think might motivate people to get out and vote for her, and do those. Again, do not read every single bullet point on this. You will be talking to people for a long time. To bounce back over to Tim Walz. Tim Walz is the Planned Parenthood endorsed and DFL endorsed candidate for governor. He's running with Peggy Flanagan. He is a veteran. He is a football coach and a teacher. So that is a winning trifecta that we have noticed, and polls are showing that is really effective with voters. So people really like to hear these things about Tim Walz. He also has served in Congress from CD1, which is in the southernmost part of Minnesota, and he has been in that seat for 11 years. He wants to make healthcare more affordable. He has a 100% pro-Planned Parenthood voting record, and a few other things that you can read in the blue section of your script. So at the bottom of these 2 boxes as well, both for Tim Walz and Angie Craig, there are portions about the people that they are running against. Tim Walz is running against Jeff Johnson, who is endorsed by President Trump. Jeff Johnson also wants to restrict a woman's right to choose and dictate healthcare decisions like when to have a family. That wording has also, in polls, shown to be really effective. So if you want to use that wording talking about restricting healthcare, dictate healthcare decisions, those seem to be really effective. And then on the Angie Craig side, she is running against Jason Lewis, who is the current U.S. Congressperson from the Congressional District 2, and he is also endorsed by Trump and Bad News Bears. He has voted to defund Planned Parenthood 3 times. He has called women non-thinking for wanting health care to cover birth control. He has voted to eliminate insurance coverage for over 1.2 million Minnesotans when he voted to defund the Affordable Care Act. So we're trying to get him out. He only beat Angie Craig in the last race by about 1%. So Angie's name recognition is high because she ran last time, and she has a really good chance of winning because she only lost by 1% last time. So again, that's why CD2 is a really, really big race. And then, so going from there, you've talked to people about these 2 candidates. If they have any questions, hopefully that you can answer them. So then you say, knowing all of that, can I count on you to vote for Tim Walz and Angie Craig? And if they say no, you'll say, okay, do you support Planned Parenthood? And if they say yes, then you can say, you can dig in a little more as to why they do not support the candidates. If they're really not giving you anything, you don't have to push that hard. If they say, yes, I do plan to vote, and I plan to vote for these candidates, you say, thank you. We really appreciate your support. We can send you more information about other endorsed candidates that we have. I can take your email, and then if they provide email, jot that down along with their name, and Alicia and Lupe will collect those at the end. There is no place in the virtual phone bank screen to enter people's emails, so you do have to write them down.